How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Football pundits around the world. It's your boy Adam here, live on Couch Sports Football, and we have Carabao Cup semi-final football, ladies and gentlemen. Carabao Cup semi-final here on Couch Sports Football, and it's first up Southampton taking on Newcastle. How are we all doing? I hope you are having a wonderful day. It's your boy Adam here, live on Cat Sports Football, bringing you match commentary of the game. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Southampton. Southampton. This is Newcastle. Here on Couch Sports Football. How are we doing? Welcome to you all. Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready for football? How are we all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Oh, that's a strong team for Newcastle. You know, I might not need that. I don't know. I know them players. Southampton, on the other hand, I'll have to have that set up here because I have no idea who's that. Let's see. So we've got Lianco. You've got Kalita Kar, Salisu, Walker Peters, Alcaraz, Diallo, Orsic, James Ward-Prowse, Gineppo, and Mara. Is it Mara? Yeah, Mara up top. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing? Welcome to the stream. It's your boy Adam here live on Cal Sports Football Game. Ready for the game. How are we all doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome to you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we go with Carabao Cup semi-final here with Southampton taking on Newcastle. The first of the two legs. Why did they have two legs? I have no idea. But you can join me here for the commentary. I ain't got my wallet. Sorry, I ain't got my phone. 1 second, guys. Dead or alive. Dead or alive. Manchester United taking on Nottingham Forest tomorrow at the City Ground. So that's tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, the first leg of that semi-final. But today it's all about Southampton taking on Newcastle here on Couch Sports Football. How are we all doing? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm assuming this is the last time Southampton beat Newcastle. Matt Letizia in 1993. It must have been. I'm sure it's sooner than that. Was that Andy Cole? Yeah. Andy Cole with the header there. Wow, top corner, Matt Letizia there to score 2. Big goals there. November 2020 is the last time Southampton beat Newcastle. So they've got a lot of way. We're 2 years down the line now. Well, 1 year and a couple of months. But how are we all doing here at the St. Mary's? Next up is Southampton taking on Newcastle. Welcome to you all. I hope you are having a wonderful day. Where are we all from and who do we support? Let me know in the chat. How are we all doing? I don't know, Wasim. How are you doing, my brother? Hope you're having a wonderful day. How are you doing? We got Carabao Cup semi-final here on Carl Sports Football. I'm doing great. That's great to hear. What's your predictions for today? Southampton taking on Newcastle. Southampton did a job against Manchester City earlier on in the cup and booked themselves a place in the semi-final. You think it's going to be 2-1 Southampton? We'll have to wait and see. Newcastle have put a very strong team out. You can see there. They've gone with their big guns today. They ain't messing about. He wants to get a result here at the St. Mary's. Southampton have never won the EFL Cup. They are 2 times runners-up. This is their 4th EFL Cup semi-final. They've won 2 of their previous 3. Newcastle have never won the EFL Cup, runners-up in 1976. Newcastle beat Tottenham in the only previous FA Cup semi-final that they reached. Southampton's last major trophy in 1976. Newcastle's last major trophy in 1969. Well. That's a lot of history to build from there for Newcastle and Southampton. A victory today gives them 1 shoe in the final. Obviously, we do have second legs in the Carabao Cup, which I do not understand. And I will never understand. I will never understand why we have semi-finals. 2 legs in the semi-finals. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the chat. Welcome to you all. I hope you're having a wonderful day here on Couch Sports Football. We have Carabao Cup semi-final between Southampton and Newcastle. Nathan Jones has Southampton playing a different way of football. Ward-Prowse going further up the field, positioning himself more in the attacking third than anything. And the Southampton staff have got the brass instruments out there. Kieran Trippier there, having a few moments to himself. The players are coming out. Let's transition over to the game day. How are we all doing? Welcome to the stream. Newcastle, Southampton, live here on Couch Sports Football. Welcome to you all. I hope you're having a wonderful evening, day, afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Let's give you the Southampton team news. Bazunu in goal. Lianco, Kalita, Salisu and Walker Peters are the back 4. Orsic, Alcaraz, Diallo and Janepo, with Ward-Prowse playing central attacking midfielder and Mara playing up top. Let's give you the Newcastle team, a very strong team out, pretty much their Premier League team. Pope in goal, Trippier, Shaw, Botman and Byrne, Willett, Gimenez and Longstaff Almiron Wilson and Joelinton playing up top. So they've gone with a very strong lineup, Newcastle. They ain't messing about today. They're going to try and get a result today. You can clearly see that in the team selection by Eddie Howe. He's taking this game very seriously. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Janepo, Salisu, and Walker Peters there having a word with each other. How are we all doing? Players getting ready here. Kieran Trippier has created 38 chances from set pieces. The player in second, Andreas Pereira, with 28, so he's got 10 more than the place in second. Nathan Jones there will want a reaction from his players today. As the Newcastle players gather, they're playing in their blue and yellow kit. Is that really a kit that they need to be playing in? Southampton in their white and with a red stripe through the middle. Ward-Prowse there giving the last moments of advice. Anyhow, they're looking onto his team. Newcastle shooting from left to right. Southampton from right to left. Newcastle in their blue and yellow kit. Southampton in their home white with the red stripe kit. Newcastle will start the game off here. Referee waits to give everyone to check on everyone. And the whistle is blown. And Newcastle start the game here on this left-hand side. Like I said, Newcastle from left to right. Southampton from right to left. It's a long ball over the top, and it falls to Joelinton. But he couldn't bring the ball under control, and it's cleared away by Kalita Carr. And it's cleared down the line by Fabian Schär. Again, Southampton hit it high up into the air towards James Ward-Prowse. But Dan Burn is there. Alcaraz couldn't bring the ball under control. Almiron will try and keep it in play here. He can't. Goes out for a Newcastle throwing here down the right side. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0 here on Cal Sports Football. Kieran Trippier steps over to take the throwing here. He's got Guimaraes coming short. Back to Trippier. Over the top towards Wilson. I thought Wilson was offside. He is. And Southampton restart the game here on the right side. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0 here on Couch Sports Football. Southampton to restart the game on the right side with Bazunu. 1 minute into the game. Long kick out from the back. Into the path of Orsic. But it goes out for a Newcastle throwing here on the left-hand side. How are we all doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Mislav Orsic finished third in the World Cup with Croatia. Trippier tries to throw it into the path of Joelinton, who finds Almiron, and it's Almiron bringing the ball forward here down the right side. It's 2-on-2 here. Joelinton's there, but he squares it into the path of Willock, and Willock skies it. Joe Willock absolutely skies that. Great opportunity there for Newcastle. Almiron gets on the end of a Callum Wilson pass. He absolutely skies that into row Z. Joe Willock, you need to do better than that, young lad. Bazunu now to restart the game. High up into the air. Headed away by Newcastle. Almiron keeps it in play. Trippier clears it down the line. Janepo is there. And it's Wilson. Tries to feed it in towards Joelinton, but it's headed all the way back by Kalita Carr. And it goes all the way back to Bazunu. Here we go with Southampton with the ball on the edge of their own box. Tries to feed the ball through the middle, but it's intercepted there by Bruno Guimaraes. Joelinton into Callum Wilson on the edge of the box. Shimmies it onto his left foot. Holds onto the ball into Joelinton. Down the left hand side, 1-on-1 against Kyle Walker-Peters. Coach tries to cut in on his right foot, but he loses the ball. Manages to win the ball back. Ball point back post towards Almiron. Is cleared away by Salisu. It falls to Guimaraes on his right foot on the edge of the box. In behind towards Trippier across the middle. But there's no one there for Newcastle and Southampton. Come away with the ball here. With Janepo. Tries to get him behind Dan Burn, but the referee pulls it back here for a free kick. And what an opportunity that was for Newcastle. Southampton now. Bringing the ball forward here with Mahrez. But it's Newcastle who win the ball back here with Longstaff. Out to the left side towards Almiron, but it comes off Salisu. And it goes out for a throwing here down the left side. 4 minutes played. Newcastle 0, Southampton 0 at the St. Mary's. Alan Sam Maxima. Sorry, Almiron already turning the gears in this game. Trippier to restart the game. Backwards to Fabian Schär. He clears it down the line and he goes down holding his knee. He goes down holding his knee, and I think that was more of a... Let's have a look at the replay. I think he caught himself more than anything. He's still on the gun here, Fabian Schär. Eddie Howe there just having a word with the linesman. Fabian Schär on the ground, still holding his knee. This isn't good for Newcastle. Jamal Lascelles is warming up. I ain't seen that guy play in ages. Jamal Lascelles. Fabian Schär just getting a bit of treatment here. And he stayed down. He's not got himself back up, you know. Eddie Howe and his assistant there having a word with each other. Newcastle could be forced into an early substitution. Let's have a look at the replay. Five minutes into the game, Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. Newcastle may be forced into an early substitution here. Fabian Schär's back up on his feet. He's managed to walk himself off the pitch. The game will carry on 6 minutes in. Jamal Lascelles is warming up here. Eddie Howe still having a watch on. Throwing by Trippier. Flicked on by Callum Wilson into the path of Kalita Carr. Wide towards Kyle Walker-Peters. Can he keep it in play? No, he can't. Goes out for a throwing down the left-hand side of Southampton. Haven't started the game well in here. They haven't started the game well at all. Misplaced passes, losing the possession cheaply. Guimaraes can't bring the ball under control. It falls to Dan Burn and he goes all the way back to Botman. Pope. Into the path of Fabian Schär. Bringing the ball forward. He's not hobbling. He looks alright. He goes short to Guimaraes. Tries to feed it into in between the lines towards Almiron, but it's intercepted. And Southampton coming away with it here with Ward-Prowse. Out to the left-hand side towards Orsic. Into the middle there towards Alcaraz. Ward-Prowse back to Alcaraz. Out to the left-hand side towards Orsic. Bare football by Southampton. But offside flag does go up. And Newcastle will restart the game. And Fabian Schär again holding on to his knee. But he's still on his feet. Salisu there from the throw-in. Into Alcaraz. Goes backwards to Kalita Khan, the centre circle. And he goes back to Alcaraz, but it's intercepted. Almiron there couldn't find the Newcastle player, and it's intercepted there by Salisu, who's bringing the ball forward here. Ward-Prowse goes out wide towards Genepo. Can't get away from Joelinton. It falls to Salisu. Salisu. Orsic tries to feed it into the middle towards Genepo. But Joe Willock is there. Joelinton first time in towards Wilson, but it's intercepted there by Kalita Khan. He finds Cal Walker-Peters on the right side. 8 minutes into the game, he tries to go around the outside of Dan Burn. He goes backwards. Ward-Prowse with a ball into the box, but it's over everyone. Mara will try and get there ahead of Kieran Trippier, but he manages to find Almiron. Almiron down the ball, loses it, but it falls to Longstaff. Longstaff now tries to go out wide towards Joe Willock, but it's intercepted there by Walker-Peters, and he comes back here towards Kalita Khan. Digster, how you doing, my brother? Welcome to the stream. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. 9 minutes into the game. Goes out for another Southampton, throwing down the right side. Walker-Peters quickly into Ward-Prowse. Backwards to Walker-Peters. Yeah, I'll put the aggregate score on as well. I'll put the aggregate score on. It'll just be like Champions League football. Long kick out from the back by the keeper, Bazunu, but it's into the pass of Joelinton. He goes back to Dan Burn, in towards Bruno Guimaraes, who's forced to quickly go backwards towards Botman. Botman into Fabian Schär. Fabian Schär holds onto the ball here. In towards Almiron, but it's intercepted, and Southampton come away with the ball here with Alcaraz. Ward-Prowse on the centre circle. Orsic is free down his left hand side. He's got a few players to aim for. Who's he going to go? And he can't get away from Longstaff. And he goes all the way back to Nick Pope, who'll just clear it down the line. Kalita Carter gets there ahead of Wilson, and it goes out for a throwing here on the left hand side, and the referee there. Sorry, Almiron there just having a word with the referee. 10 minutes into the game, Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. Here on Carl Sports Football. How are we all doing? Trippier now to take the throwing here on the touchline. Doing Forest United tomorrow, of course. Today, tomorrow, yesterday, today, tomorrow, and Friday. So I won't be live on Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, but I will be live for the rest of them. Here we go with Botman, forced all the way back to Nick Pope. He goes short to Fabian Schär, who looks to have run off the knock that he picked up. Callum Wilson could have taken his shot, and Bazunu gathers it in his hands here on the right side. In towards Salisu. Diallo in toward Prowse. Out wide to Walker-Peters. In towards Lianco. Intercepted. It's cleared away. It falls to Diallo. He tries to clear it down the line, but it's into the path of Nick Pope. And Nick Pope comes into Fabian Schär here on this left-hand side. Yeah, looks to have run off the knock that he picked up earlier. Botman goes into Dan Burn. First time out to that left-hand side towards Willock, who finds Bruno Guimaraes. 1-2 with Joelinton. Tries to fit in behind to Willock. Can he get on the end of this? Yes, he will. Lianco's coming over to cover. Paul points in the box towards Wilson, who brings the ball under control. But Salisu is there. It's cleared away, but into the path of Almiron. Out wide here towards Longstaff. But again, Salisu is there. And he clears away, and Longstaff goes down, holding onto his ankle. The game carries on. Bruno Guimaraes on the centre circle. Out to the right side towards Trippier, who clears it out as Longstaff is on the ground here. By the way, I accepted that HelloFresh deal. Go for it, man. Go for it. Why not? Why not? Southampton 0, Newcastle 0 here on Carl Sports Football. Kalita Carter just battling it out against. "12 minutes into the game, Southampton nil, Newcastle nil here on Cal Sports Football. How are we all doing? Welcome to the stream. Here we go. The free kick in the Southampton half. Just after the halfway line, in line with the centre circle. Taken short into Gimeresh. Switches it over the top towards Dan Burn, but it's headed away by Salisu. Dan Burn puts it across the middle, but it's cleared away by Lianco. And it falls to Dan Burn. It goes backwards to Willock, who floats it into the box, but it's headed away by Mara. And it falls to Diallo. And he gets the free kick here on the right side. How are we all doing? Welcome to the stream. Southampton nil, Newcastle nil here on Couch Sports Football. First leg of the Carabao Cup. Are we going to get any goals in this game? Bazunu now to take the free kick on the right side. Clear down the line. And Osic is brought down by Trippier, but the referee carries on with Nick Pope here on his left-hand side. Clears the ball down the line. But it falls to Bruno Guimaraes. Tries to find Longstaff, but it's intercepted there by Alcaraz. Mara goes out wide toward Prowse. Puts the ball into the box towards Alcaraz, but couldn't get a clear connection, and it goes over back to the keeper. There is generally a good chance of it being 2-0. I hope not. I want at least one goal so I can upload something on TikTok. Southampton nil, Newcastle nil. When it's 0-0, you have nothing to talk about. But you're right. It does have the opportunity for it to be 0-0. But Newcastle have put their strongest team out. Newcastle have put their strongest 11 out. Now, obviously, you might question a few players here and there, but Almiron finds Trippier in behind towards Willock, but it's glanced away. And it goes out for the Southampton throwing down the right side. Not my problem. Ooh, digs to that. Trippier there tries to put the ball into the box, but it's over everyone. It goes out for a throwing here. Down the right side for Southampton. 15 minutes played. Southampton nil. Newcastle nil. Southampton will want to get at least one goal here. Clear down the line. Dan Burn headed it away. Falls to Mara. Mara can't bring the ball under control. He manages to come away from Joelinton. Alcaraz goes backwards to Lianco. Out to that right side towards Kyle Walker-Peters, but it comes off. It comes off the Newcastle man, and it goes out for a throwing on that right side for Newcastle. Sorry, for Southampton. And Nathan Jones is fuming at Gineppo. Wants him to come closer. But Newcastle win the ball back with Joe Willock, who's bringing the ball forward. Almiron to his right, Wilson to his left. He goes out wide to Almiron. One-on-one against Salisu. Cuts it back on his right foot. Holds onto the ball, goes backwards here to Trippier. Trippier out wide here towards Joe Willock. One-on-one against Salisu. In towards Longstaff, backwards to Trippier. In behind to Bruno Guimaraes, who gets away from Ward-Prowse. But Ward-Prowse just sticks the foot out. And Southampton now come away with the ball with Alcaraz here. Tries to feed him behind tomorrow. Can he get the header? Fabian Schär? He will. But Nick Pope is off his line and he just clears it away. And Kalita Carr will head it on. Bruno Guimaraes into Joelinton on the centre circle. Gets away from Diallo. But he can't get away from Gineppo. But it's going to fall to Callum Wilson here. Southampton players looking at each other. And Callum Wilson manages to get on the end of the ball. In behind towards Dan Burn, but Walker-Peters is there. And he clears that out for a corner down the left-hand side. Southampton nil, Newcastle nil. 17th minute into the game. How are we all doing? welcome to the stream. First leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. What is the point of that? Why could they not just have done a neutral ground and just played one leg each? No need for it to be an extra. Trippier steps over to take the corner. He takes it short into Almiron, who returns back to Trippier. First time he towards the box, but he's headed punched away by Bazunu. And it falls to Fabian Schär here down the right side, who whips the ball into the box, but it's headed away by Southampton. And it falls to Longstaff. Ask EFL, not me. What's up with Digster today? Digster's on fighting words today. It's a bit feisty today. Pope. Out wide here towards Fabian Schär. Salty. Salty over what? You won yesterday. Burn. Back to Botman. Oh, have you been playing Battlefield? Is that what it is? Alcaraz holds onto the ball here on the halfway line, squares it into the path of Diallo. Diallo goes back to Kalita Carr. Out wide to Lianco, but he can't find the pass. Diallo wins the ball back, but Gineppo can't keep it in play. And it goes up for a Newcastle throwing down that left-hand side, 19 minutes played. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. Even worse? What's even worse than Battlefield? Dan Burn to take the throw here on that left-hand side. Short into Joe Willock. FIFA, oof. I remember those days. Trippier now on the ball here on this left-hand side. Looking for some movement. In towards Almiron. Almiron central to Gimenez. Gimenez has time to turn. Bringing the ball forward here. Into the Southampton half. Everyone's backing off him. He finds the ball in behind towards Longstaff. Longstaff holds onto the ball. He's got Almiron free behind him. Southampton players, what are they doing? Allowing so much time in behind. Almiron gets there. But Bazunu gathers it in his hand. You save money by not getting FIFA. It's terrible. I'll be honest with you. I just don't see the... I think Bazunu's just got knocked to the nose there. And he's dripping blood there. FIFA 23 is different though this year. Is it? I'll be honest with you, it's just not. I've just never thought of doing it. New scores for once, new gameplay. I've heard they are trying. The thing is, there's only so much you can change. There's only so much you can change. Bazunu here getting a bit of treatment. Nathan Jones there having a word with Gineppo. EA FC next year though. Yeah, I heard about that. FIFA didn't wanna. They wanted to charge EA for it, and EA said, "Well, do one. We ain't gonna pay for that." Southampton 0, Newcastle 0 here on Cal Sports Football. Alan Shearer's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. 43 goals and 158 appearances for Southampton. That's a good Newcastle's record goal scorer with 206 goals. It costs money, lot. Bazunu will restart the game here on the right side. Bazunu to restart the game here on the right side. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. Southampton's only opportunity came to the young lad Alcaraz, but he just didn't get a clear connection on it. Mara wins the header, but it comes out to Almiron here, who lets it go out for a throwing here down this left-hand side for Newcastle. Southampton and Newcastle in 22 minutes played here. We have millions, lol. We need more money for career mode, lol. I used to love playing career mode. I used to pick like West Ham United and win the title with them. I did once with Blackburn Rovers. That was a hard one. Diallo. But I feel like when you play career mode, you play a different way to how you would play against someone. Orsic now with the ball on the set side, bring the balls under control. He gets away from Almiron, but he just a heavy touch and Southampton managed to clear it away. Lianco over the top, but it's no one there for Southampton. Trippier will just head it back to the keeper. What was the last FIFA you had? The last FIFA I bought, it was definitely on the PS4. FIFA 21? Maybe? FIFA 21 is probably the last one I bought. But then I didn't even play it a lot. I probably played it a few times. I mostly played it when I had family coming over than anything. Here we go with Willock on that left-hand side, bringing the ball forward. Lays it into the path of Dan Burn. Backwards to Willock. Or was it FIFA 2020? I'll have to look at the cover, you know. I'll have to look at the cover. Here we go with Fabian Schär. Out wide here to Almiron. Almiron goes backwards to Botman on the halfway line. Let's have a look at the FIFA 21 cover. Let me see if it actually was that. FIFA 21. Oh, no, it wasn't Mbappe. Oh, it was FIFA 20 that I had. Yeah, it wasn't Mbappe, it was Hazard. FIFA 20. That was the last one I had. Joelinton feeds into the path of Willock. Willock holds onto the ball here, puts it across the middle, but it's headed away. Joelinton can't keep it alive. It's high up into the air. 20 was absolutely garbage, not going to lie. Gineppo now. Just ushers that out for a goal kick here. Worst FIFA of all time. Wow. Let me see. Can I remember what my first FIFA was? Let me see. Was it FIFA? Yeah, my first FIFA was FIFA 2001. My first FIFA was FIFA 2001 on the PlayStation 1. That was a long time ago. Here we go with Salisu. In towards Alcaraz, and he brings the ball forward here for Southampton. Looking for some movement. He goes short into Mara, who tries to return it back to Alcaraz. But Bruno Guimaraes is there to win the ball back. Almiron loses the ball to Salisu. Mara on the ball. Spins away from the challenge, and he does well to hold on to the ball on the centre circle. But it hits the referee, and it comes back. FIFA 1821. I don't think that was a thing. Bruno Guimaraes now. Goes short into Botman. Botman out to Dan Burn down left side. Sorry, aging lol. Fabian Schär on the ball. Goes backwards to Botman in the 6-yard box. Clears the ball down the line. Joe Willock brings the ball under control, but Diallo's there. Walker Peters will clear away into the path of Gineppo, but he loses the ball to Dan Burn, and it's Guimaraes on the ball. Bringing the ball forward here on the centre circle. 25 minutes played. Southampton 0. Newcastle 0. Headed away by Kalita Carr. Ward-Prowse can't get there ahead of Guimaraes, but it falls to Orsic. But it falls to Trippier down the left-hand side, who feeds the ball over the top first time. In behind towards Almiron, but Salisu is there, and he gets it out beautifully. Diallo into Lianco. Bazunu clears the ball down the line. Into the path of Gineppo, but Dan Burns there to win the header. Joelinton will keep it in play. But Southampton restart on the halfway line. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. I'll be honest with you, one of my favorite FIFAs. Was it FIFA 2004? Let me see. FIFA 2004 was a good FIFA. FIFA 2006, if I recall. FIFA 2007, was it? Let me see. FIFA 2008. FIFA 2004, FIFA 2008. Wow. Botman there. Just manages to hold on to the ball. Out to Dan Burn, and he just clears it down the line. I tend to call this the League Cup still, because that's what it really is. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I keep calling it the League Cup. I forget that it's the Carabao. Actually, I keep calling it the Carling Cup. Oh, fun. Coletta Carr there bringing down Almiron here, and that's going to be a yellow card for sure. That's going to be a yellow card for sure. Some shitty energy drinks that no one likes. Is Carabao an energy drink? I thought Carabao was an alcoholic drink. Is Carabao an energy drink? I thought Carabao was an alcoholic drink. Okay, okay. Coletta Carter gets a yellow card for that foul on Almiron, and Newcastle have a free kick down the right side in the 28th minute. Google it. I'm gonna Google it. Carabao drink. Is it sparkling? Oh yeah. That contains taurine and caffeine. Wow. You learn something new every day. All this time I thought Carabao was an alcoholic drink. Wow. Newcastle have a free kick down the Shine side. Southampton nil, Newcastle nil. 28th minute played. Almiron there, getting some treatment. He gets absolutely taken out by. He gets taken out by by Coletta Carr, who gets a yellow card for that foul. Carling sounds better. Yeah, he used to be called the Carling Cup. That's what I remember it as. And then it changed. It's had so many names over the years. Almiron now, limping off the pitch. He's going to be coming back on, but Newcastle have a free kick here on the 29th minute. Kieran Trippier steps over to take it here. Gives the signal. He's got a bit of height to aim for. Let's see what he can do. He foots it in near post, but it's headed away by Ward-Prowse. Salisu heads it on. Headed on by Gineppo. But he couldn't gather it in the hands of Alcaraz, and it falls to Bruno Guimaraes. And Newcastle get a free kick down that left-hand side. 30 minutes played. Guinness Trophy would be a good name, lol. There was another name after the Carling Cup, you know. Let me see. League Cup names. The EFL Cup. So it has been sponsorship. Coca-Cola. Oh, the Capital One Cup. The Worthingtons Cup. The Carling Cup. The Capital One Cup. There was no sponsor for the 2016-17 one. And now it's the Carabao Cup. It used to be called the Coca-Cola Cup for a number of years. Wow, that's interesting. Mara now. Can't get away from Bruno Guimaraes. She's brought down, and that's going to be a free kick here for Southampton. 31 minutes played. I'll give you the name. So, from 1960 to 1981, there was no sponsor. It was just known as the Football League Cup. From 81 to 86, it was known as the Milk Cup, and the sponsor was the Milk Marketing Board. From 86 to 90, it was known as the Littlewoods Challenge Cup because they were sponsored by Littlewoods. I didn't even know they were that old. From 1990 to 92, it was the the Rumbelows Cup. Rumbelows? What the fuck's Rumbelows? From 92 to 98, it was known as the Coca-Cola Cup. Coca-Cola were the sponsors. 98 to 2003, the Worthingtons Cup. I don't even remember that. 2003 to 2012, it was the Molson Coors and Carling Cup. 2012 to 2016, the Capital One Cup. 2016 2017, there was no sponsor. It was just known as the EFL Cup. And 2017 to 2024 is the Carabao Energy Drink, the Carabao Cup. Wait, milk? Yeah, some milk. I have no idea. I'll see what it is. It was the Milk Marketing Board. Was a producer-run product marketing board established by the agriculture. to control milk production and distribution in the United Kingdom. So yeah, it was more. It was all about milk. It was all about milk. I don't think it ends. I don't think the sponsor ends at the end of this season. I just sorry, 2024. I think that's just what they penciled till. Diallo now in the centre circle. To that right side towards Walker Peters into Gineppo. Gineppo gets away from Dan Burn and he brings the ball forward here down the right side. Joe Willock is tracking back, but Dan Burn manages to get there and he goes out for a Southampton throwing. Read the big MSGI put. What? Southampton have a throwing here on that right side with Lianco. Read the big MSGI put. Lianco now to take the throwing here on the right side. Besides that Alcaraz opportunity, Southampton haven't really created anything. Ball point into the box from the throwing, headed away by Dan Burn. Ward-Prowse can't get there and it forced to Almiron and he puts his head down and tries with the ball here for Newcastle into the Southampton half, but he's forced to go backwards. Read the big message I put. Which big message? Trippier puts the ball into the box for Joelinton, but Joe Willock is there. Joe Willock on the volley. Now that's two big opportunities for the young lad, and he absolutely skies it. The worst sponsor. Let's see. The worst sponsor is the one at the Amex now called the American Express Community Stadium. What a shit name. Yeah, then it's known as the Amex now, isn't it? It's known as the Amex Stadium. American Express Annex. What is Joe Willock doing from that opportunity? Absolutely skies it. Absolutely skies it. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. Have Tottenham have any bad sponsors, Digster? Have Tottenham have any that just didn't fit the shirt? It didn't look right on the Tottenham shirt. Mara with the flick on. It falls to Ward-Prowse out to the left hand side towards Mara. Mara 1-1 against Trippier. Gets himself into the box, goes around the outside of Longstaff. Goes for goal, but it did take a touch and it goes out for a corner here for Southampton. 35 minutes played. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. Southampton have a corner down the right side. Can they create here from this set piece? Gineppo goes over to take the corner, but he leaves it to Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse now to take the corner down the right hand side. Whips a ball into the box. Headed away by Dan Burn. And it goes all the way back to Bazunu from the goal kick. From the corner. Bazunu clears the ball down the line into the path of Ward-Prowse. Headed away by Botman. It falls to Lianco. Here we go with Alcaraz who takes on the turn. Tries to feed it in towards Diallo, but it's intercepted. And Bruno Guimaraes comes away with the ball. And it's going to be a free kick here for Newcastle on this left-hand side. And recently, Brentford Community Stadium, now called the G-Tech Community Stadium. They're a vacuum company? Wow. But that doesn't sound as bad, the G-Tech Stadium, Community Stadium. Less than 10 minutes of the 45 to go, plus any time. Carlos Alcaraz there gets a yellow card for his foul on Guimaraes. Botman into Burn. Out to Willock. First time into Guimaraes, into Joelinton. And he goes backwards to Longstaff, who switches it over the top towards Trippier, who heads into the pass of Almiron. Almiron goes backwards to Trippier. First time into his Guimaraes. Guimaraes holds onto the ball here on the edge of the box. Orsic is tracking back, so is Alcaraz. But he manages to find a pass to Trippier. Back to Guimaraes. Longstaff makes a run in behind. He goes back to Trippier into Longstaff, but he couldn't take it in his stride. And Southampton win the ball back here. But misplaced pass into the path of Trippier. He finds Willock. Joelinton spins away from the challenge into Callum Wilson. Out wide here towards Almiron. Almiron 1-on-1 against the defender. Left foot bringing it into the middle of the box. But it's intercepted there. And Diallo comes away with the ball here for Southampton. Tries to feed in behind Tamara, but Fabian Shea is there and it goes up for a Southampton throwing. HP sponsored Spurs 2013, 2014. Are you being serious? I need to look at that. HP sponsored Tottenham. Wow. Oh, you mean Hewlett and Packard, the tech? I thought you meant HP brown sauce. You're talking about the laptop company. I thought you were talking about HP brown sauce. Imagine you had HP brown sauce. Callum Wilson does well to spin away from the challenge and he leads Joe Willock with the ball on the left hand side. He cuts in on his right foot, takes a shot, it's saved. It's going to fall to Almiron, but Joelinton is there, and Joelinton puts it into the back of the net to make it 1-0, but the whistle has gone for offside here. And Newcastle I don't understand why that's not being given either. Salisu's gone down here. Is that a foul? I'll be honest with you, I did not see anything there. Joelinton. VAR, there is VAR in this game. Let's have a look. So Willock drives with the ball here down that left-hand side. He cuts back on the defender, puts him to the ground. He takes a shot. I think it comes off his chest. I don't think it comes off his arm. I think it's a handball. That's what they're giving it for. Let's have a look. Does it come off his hand? Yeah, it does come off his arm. Because it's semis. No, the VAR is only at stadiums that have VAR capacity. 40th minute into the game. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. Newcastle have had a goal disallowed here. And we've got less than 5 minutes of the 45 to go. They use it from the semi-finals. All right. Long kick off on the back by Bazunu. Headed away by Joelinton. Willock is down the centre circle into Gimenez. But Gimenez can't find a Newcastle player. Joelinton manages to win the ball back. But it falls to Lianco. And he goes all the way back to the keeper, Bazunu. Bazunu clears the ball down the line. High up into the air. Orsic can't get the head of Trippier. Trippier heads into the path of Fabian Schär. The referee pulls it back here for a Newcastle free kick. 41st minute played. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0 here on Car Sports Football. How are we all doing? Welcome to the stream. Mansion.com sponsored Spurs. I don't remember that one. Let's see. I'll probably remember it if I see it. Mansion.com sponsoring. Oh yeah, I remember that. From 2006 to 2010. Diallo. Into Alcaraz, who takes a shot from distance. Pope is forced to parry it away. And it goes up for a Southampton corner here. Which sponsor did you have when Adebayo... Sorry, no, I think Adebayo played for Man City then. He wasn't playing for Tottenham when he scored that goal against Arsenal. When he ran the full length of the pitch to celebrate in front of the Arsenal fans. Southampton have a corner down that right side. 42 minutes played. James Ward-Prowse steps over to take the corner here. Right foot into the box. Can't find a Southampton player. Falls to Joelinton, who heads it away in towards Orsic. Floats it back into the box. Back post, but Nick Pope is off his line. Newcastle with Start the counter here with Joelinton. Willock can't get away from Diallo, and he brings the ball forward here on the right side into the middle towards Ward Prosper. Bruno Guimaraes is there. Willock finds Longstaff. Back to Guimaraes. And he goes all the way back to Fabian Schär here. Over the top towards Trippier, who's in between the lines here, bringing the ball forward here. Osic is tracking back. He holds onto the ball, Trippier. Longstaff makes a run in behind, but he goes short to Bruno Guimaraes. Ward-Prowse is tracking back, but he finds Almiron. Almiron into Trippier down the right side, into the middle towards Longstaff, who finds himself in the box, onto the edge of the box towards Dan Burn, who's urged to shoot by the Newcastle fans, but it goes out to Joe Willock, and he goes out for a throwing here on the right side. 43 minutes played, Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. How's it not conclusive? You can see his hand. You can see his hand. Whether or not it was accidental or not, that's different. I don't think he has enough time to move his hand away there. 44 minutes played, Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. Here on Couch Sports Football. Mara there, couldn't bring the ball under control. It falls to Willock, but his pass is straight to the path of Orsic, who finds Ward-Prowse on the halfway line. He's got Gineppo to his right, but he holds on to it and goes backwards to Walker-Peters on the halfway line. Over the top towards Gineppo, who's making the running behind, but Nick Pope is there and he heads it out for a throwing. And have Southampton got a free kick here on the edge of the box, but 44 minutes played. Nick Pope in no man's land there. Just watch the Adibai celebration. That's what you call prime FIFA toxicity in real life. Dude, that was insane. Oh no, the free kick has been given. Free kick has been given. I remember in FIFA when you scored, if you were playing online or you were playing against someone, you would when you scored, you would try to do the longest celebration. So you'd run as long as possible, and then you try and do the longest celebration. Gineppo here on the ground getting some treatment. Newcastle robbed. Why disallowed? I'll be honest with you, I don't think it should have been disallowed. I don't think it should have been disallowed. Nathan Jones there just having a word with his players. Gineppo getting the concussion treatment. He just went into Nick Pope. And I'm surprised they got the free kick, Southampton. I thought Nick Pope came out to head the ball, but I don't think it was worthy of a free kick. But it is what it is. The game carries on. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. Biased ref. It was the VAR that disallowed it. I don't even think the referee saw it. VAR people. Gineppo looks dazed, you know. I'll be honest with you, he does look dazed. He does look dazed, Gineppo. Wouldn't be surprised if he's subbed off here. Because he is groggy there. You can see it. These same guys in Liverpool versus Wolves on. I think he's a bit groggy, you know. He needs to come off. He needs to come off. Look at him. He's not even walking properly. Oh, the referee didn't give the free kick. It just went out for a throwing. He just stopped the play. Comes backwards here to Lianco. Collects a car. Clears the ball down the line. Into Orsic, but Trippier is there. Fabian Schär goes this way towards Bruno Guimaraes. Diallo's tracking. Comes out to Trippier down the left hand side. Trippier feeds the ball over the top, but it's into Willock. Out wide to Longstaff. Willock's been shocking today. Joe Willock has been shocking today. And yet Gineppo is going to be coming off here. Adam Armstrong coming in here for Southampton. Gineppo coming off. Musa Gineppo coming off. And Adam Armstrong coming on. 4 minutes of added time here. We're on the 48th minute. But that may be a bit extended because of the Gineppo injury. Mara can't come away with the ball, but it's Newcastle win it. Joelinton on the centre circle, losing the ball to Adam Armstrong on the centre circle. He goes out wide to Kyle Walker-Peters. Ward-Prowse is ahead of him. Walker-Peters now bringing the ball forward. Armstrong asks for the ball in behind, but he goes out wide to Ward-Prowse. In towards Walker-Peters. The flag stays down, backwards to Ward-Prowse. Walker-Peters down that touchline. Backwards to Lianco. Out wide to Walker-Peters, who gets away from the challenger. He drives with the ball here. Joelinton is tracking back. He comes backwards towards Diallo, who puts the ball into the box, but it's headed away. Alcaraz is there, but he can't keep the ball alive. Longstaff takes it off him. Out to the left side towards Wilson, and Wilson now puts his head down to bring the ball forward into the Southampton half. Tries to feed in behind to Almiron, and he finds him. Salisu's tracking back, and Almiron does well to get away from him, but Salisu just holds on to the ball, and he clears it down the line. But it's misplaced pass there by Walker-Peters, and Newcastle come away with the ball. Fabian Schär all the way back to Botman. Forspoken has just been released. You know what? I want to play that game, but I've not heard good things about it. I have not heard good things about that at all. I've heard besides the way you travel in the game, besides that, everything else is shocking. No, obviously, media outlets get given a review code, so they get to play before. So the likes of Kind of Funny, GameSpot, companies that review games, the same way like movies, they get they get a review before the movie comes out. It's like that. They get given a review code where they get to play the game. Longstaff. We're in the 50th minute, just so you know, in the first half. I'll tell you left side towards Willock. 1-on-1 against Walker-Peters. And it goes all the way back to Votman. Clears the ball out to the shine side towards Trippier. Trippier down the shine side. Brings the ball under control here. Feeds the ball in behind. But it's cleared away and it's into the path of Alcaraz. Diallo loses the ball here. But it goes all the way back to Bazunu. And he clears it down the line. Again, we still carry on here in the first half. 51 minutes played. Mara brings the ball under control. Gets away from Fabian Schär, but he can't get away from Trippier. Longstaff finds Guimaraes on the centre circle. And he just slows the game down. Goes backwards to Dan Burn, but they can be biased. You are right, they can be biased, but the people that I follow in terms of games media, the people that were talking about this game are like PlayStation fans through and through. So they hype up every single game that comes out. And if it's a game that could be a success on the PlayStation, they will be out and out and say it. And they came out and he was not happy at all. Ladies and gentlemen, it's finished half time here on Cal Sports Football. 0-0. I'm just going to take a quick break. I'll see you for the second half. Stay tuned. Here we go, second half here on Cal Sports Football, ladies and gentlemen. Almiron down his left hand side. Salisu's there tracking back. He puts it across the middle. And Longstaff is there to clear it away for a goal kick here on this left hand side for Southampton. Southampton shooting from left to right. Right, Newcastle from right to left here, and maybe we'll have a better quality in this second half because the quality in that half was shocking. Bazunu now to restart the game. High up in towards Mara, but it's headed away by Trippier. Botman heads it on. Diallo tries to keep it alive, but it's headed all the way back to Nick Pope here on the right hand side, and Newcastle restart the game here with Botman. In between the lines to Joelinton on the halfway line, out to the left hand side towards Dan Burn, taking it in his stride. Willock makes a run in behind, but it's overhit. And Lianco will hold on to the ball here. Out wide here to Walker Peters. Feeds the ball down the line. Ward Prowse tries to flick it on, but there's no one there for Southampton, and it goes all the way back to the keeper here on the right hand side. Um, Diallo now on the ball. Backwards to Ward Prowse, into Salisu. Diallo goes all the way back to Coletta Carr. And he goes all the way back to Bazunu, who gets away from Callum Wilson. Here we go with Coletta Carr. 1-2 with Diallo. Out to the left hand side towards Salisu. Salisu bringing the ball forward. And he goes all the way back to the keeper here on this left hand side. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. Coletta Carr clears the ball down the line, headed on by Fabian Schär. High up into the air, headed away by Lianco into the path. Walker Peters, who gets there ahead of Willock, and he goes out for a Southampton throwing here down his left hand side. How have Southampton not filled up this stadium? Semi-final and you can't even fill it up. Walker Peters, Adam Armstrong out wide here towards Mara. Mara's got Ward-Prowse in the box, but he can't get away from Botman. And it's Newcastle now trying to come out from the back, but Bruno Guimaraes' pass is misplaced, and Lianco keeps it alive here for Southampton. Walker Peters, Adam Armstrong to his right. 1-on-1 against Guimaraes. Tries to go around the outside of Guimaraes, but he manages to find a passer to Armstrong. Gets away from Botman, and it falls to Mara with the overhead. Goes out for a goal kick here on the right side. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. '50th minute into the game, Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. Newcastle to restart the game. High up top, but it's intercepted there by Ward-Prowse. Sorry, Orsic, who gets away from the defenders, but Fabian Schär's there. And he clears it out for a throwing here on that left-hand side. Southampton to restart the game here. 50th minute played. Salisu to take the throwing. Are we going to get a goal in this game? Quality's been a bit shocking. Coletta saw Lianco on the halfway line. Goes over the top towards Carl Walker-Peters, but it's headed away by Dan Burn, and it goes up for a throwing here. Dan Burn's holding on to his leg there. But Southampton will restart the game from the throwing. Walker-Peters steps over to take it in towards Mara, flicks it into the path of Ward-Prowse, but it's cleared away by Longstaff. Southampton tried to keep it alive, but it falls to Willock down his left-hand side, who brings the ball for Diallo's, tracking him step for step, and he gets there ahead of him. Goes all the way back to the keeper. Joe Willock has had his chances today. Bazunu into Kaleta Saw, out to the left-hand side towards Salisu. Clears the ball down the line into the path of Orsic, but Fabian Schär brings the ball under control into Trippier, flicks it into the path of Longstaff, who brings the ball into the Southampton half. Almiron makes a run in behind, but Salisu matches him. And he goes out for a goal kick here on his left-hand side. Gimeresh goes out wide towards Almiron, backwards to Trippier, out wide to Almiron down the right side, first time in too long, stop back to Almiron, who gets himself in the box, puts it across the middle, and Lord Joelinton from 6 yards out absolutely skies it into Rose's head, and he's looking at the ball like, when's it gonna come down? What is he doing there? Beautiful play down that left-hand side. Trippier into Almiron, into Longstaff, returns it back to him first time, into the middle across there. Wilson is behind Wilson, and it falls to Joelinton. And it is bobbling, but lean down into the pitch and blast it. Why are you side-footing that into Rose's head? Newcastle are getting chances in this game, and they are absolutely fluffing them. They need to do better. Joe Willock with chances. Now Joelinton. How many more are they going to get? Joelinton now the ball on the right side. Makes his way to Trippier. Looks like Southampton are going to be making another substitution. They've already forced to make the first one. Almiron now with the ball on the right side. Goes around the outside of Mara. The keeper's forced to parry it away, but it's into the path of Botman, who hits the side netting. Fruit Drank G. How are you doing, Fruit Drank? How are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome to the stream. I'm good. That's great to hear. How are you doing here on this evening where we have... I'm doing great. We have Carabao Cup semi-final. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0 here on Car Sports Football. And we've just seen Joelinton sky the ball from 6 yards out. Literally in front of goal. He could have got his stomach onto the end of the ball and it would have gone into the back of the net. But he absolutely skies it into Rose's head like he's defending. Southampton lose the ball and it falls to Botman here on the shine side. Into Fabian Schär. Switches it over the top towards Callum Wilson, but it's headed away by Lianco. And it falls to Mara on the halfway line. Out to Ward-Prowse on the left-hand side. Makes his way to Alcaraz. Alcaraz out to the shine side towards Carl Walker-Peters. One-on-one against the defender. Joelinton's tracking back as well. Tries to put a ball into the box, but it's going to fall to Mara. Tries to flick it past Gimeresh. Goes out for a corner here on the shine side. Southampton corner on the 55th minute. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. First leg of the Carabao Cup. Fruit Drank G. Let me know your predictions for today. Are we going to get a goal in this game? Are we going to get a goal in this game? 55th minute here. Southampton to have a corner. Newcastle have had more chances in this game. But from that corner, it's straight into the hands of the keeper, and he tries to set off Joe Willock, but Diallo is there. And Southampton come away with the ball here with Osic. First time into Armstrong. Armstrong gets away from Dan Burn, bringing the ball forward. Gets away from Almiron. He's going around the outside, takes the shot. It's over the bar. Goes out for a goal kick here on the right side. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0 here on Car Sports Football. How are we all to it? 56th minute. I think Southampton making a double substitution here. Orsic is coming off. And Mara coming off for Che Adams. So Shea Adams is coming on. I didn't see who the other one was. Oh, it's some young kid. I don't even know who it is. Newcastle to restart the game here on the Shine side. It's a doozy. A doozy. Come on. Flicked on by Callum Wilson into the path of Almiron. Yo, I'm back. Sorry, I was watching the Bayern game with my dad. Don't worry about it, Wasim. What was the Bayern score? Did Bayern win that game as normal? Long kick over the top towards Armstrong, but Botman is there to clean up at the back for Newcastle. He clears it down the line into the path of Bruno Guimaraes on the centre circle. Joelinton's read to his left. Longstaff through the middle, but he goes out to the left-hand side towards Willock. Willock squares it into the path of Bruno Guimaraes. Out to that right side towards Fabian Schär. Into the middle towards Joelinton. Joelinton can't get away from the Southampton player. And Southampton now come away with the ball here with James Ward-Prowse and Kyle Walker-Peters as he drive with the ball here. Can't get away from Dan Burn, and it goes out for a throwing here down the right side for Southampton. It's 1-1 in the 90th minute. Is that for the league or is that for a cup competition? Who are they playing against? Is Musiala playing? Musiala is my favourite Bayern Munich player right now. Lianco goes backwards to Kaleta Salisu over the top, but it comes off Almiron, but it falls back to Salisu. Flicks into the path of Nduzi. Out to the side side towards Walker-Peters. Ward-Prowse makes a rapid run. It falls to him. Kyle Walker-Peters is brought down. Nothing given there. Nothing given there. He's brought down Walker-Peters. Let's have a look. Kyle Walker-Peters here. I can agree with that. Here we go with Botman, who slips and Che Adams takes it off him. Adam Armstrong down the shine side, bring the ball for into the box here. Goes backwards to Ward-Prowse. There's no one in the box. He goes onto the edge towards Diallo. The Southampton fans are asking for a shot, but that's he made the right decision to pass it out wide to Doozy. Backwards to Alcaraz, who's on a yellow card. Into the middle towards Lianco. Lianco brings the ball under control here. Out to the shine side towards Walker-Peters. 1-on-1 against Dan Burn. Joe Willock is tracking back. Tries to feed him behind to Shea Adams, but it goes up for a Southampton throwing. 59th minute here. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. Edouzi can't get away from the Newcastle players. Willock clears it down the line, but Ward-Prowse heads it into the path of Armstrong. Lays it into the path of Diallo. Diallo tries to feed it in towards Alcaraz, but it's intercepted, and Callum Wilson couldn't keep it alive. Goes out for a Southampton throwing here on the 60th minute. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. Bruno Guimaraes now on the turn. Bringing the ball forward. Switches it out to the left-hand side towards Joe Willock. Willock now. 1-on-1 against Walker-Peters. Dan Burn makes overlapping run. But he goes into Joelinton. Out wide to Dan Burns. Backwards to Willock. Willock across the middle towards Longstaff, but it's intercepted. And Southampton come away with the ball here with Che Adams. Out to the left-hand side towards Edouzi. Gets away from Trippier and he's got space now to bring the ball forward. It's 3-on-3 here. Southampton bringing the ball forward, but misplaced pass by the doozy and it's cleared away. Tie the gamer. This is my sister's new phone, so I may have to make a new account. Tie the gamer, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Long time no see, my brother. Bruno Gimenez switches it out to the right side, but Adouzi's there to win the header. Trippier heads into the path of Longstaff. Longstaff holds onto the ball. Into Almiron. Almiron takes on the turn. Tries to go around the outside of Salisu, but he's forced to go backwards to Trippier. And Trippier finds Gimenez. Out wide towards Almiron, but it's cleared away by Salisu, who's had a brilliant game today. Alcaraz brings the ball under control. Into Salisu. First time in towards Adouzi. Can't spin away from the challenge and Newcastle win the ball back, but it's a misplaced pass and Diallo gets there ahead of Bruno Gimenez and it's Ward press out wide to Walker Peters and Walker Peters has Adam Armstrong down the side side. Southampton coming alive here towards the middle of the second half. He goes across the edge of the box here, left foot into the box. Ward Prowse tries to go for the spectacular, but he couldn't. And it goes out for a goal kick here on the right side. Last 5 minutes, Southampton have been a lot more attacking. We've not seen that in the first half. Maybe the game gets a bit end-to-end now. Joelinton loses a header to Lianco. Here we go with Diallo on the centre circle. Out wide to Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse sees a few players in the box, but he holds onto the ball. Out wide to Armstrong. Armstrong 1-on-1 against Dan Burn. And he goes backwards to Walker Peters. Diallo now. Backwards to Coletto. Saw Lianco on the halfway line. And he goes all the way back to the keeper, Bazunu. Southampton restart from the back. Bazunu switches it out to the left-hand side towards Salisu. Tries to head it on, but there's no one there. Fabian Schär picks up the loose ball. Out wide to Trippier, all the way back to the keeper, Pope. And he clears it down the line. But into the path of Lianco. Longstaff is there to try to bring the ball under control. He finds Almiron here down that touchline. And it goes backwards to Trippier. Chips it into the path of Botman. Botman on the shine side, bringing it forward here for for Newcastle. Dan Burn on the halfway line. Into Joelinton. Backwards to Botman on the shine side. Botman squares it into the path of Fabian Schär. And again he goes backwards to Botman. Botman on the edge of his own box. 63rd minute played. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. Long kick over the top towards Almiron, but Salisu is there again covering. And he feeds it into Alcaraz, who takes on the turn and puts it in behind to Adouzi. Adouzi finds himself in space. I can't even say my words. And he takes a shot. And my God, what is he doing? He had so much time. Ward-Prowse goes backwards to Walker Peters, bringing the ball forward here. Gets away from the defenders, gets himself into the box here, puts it across the middle, but it's straight into the hands of Nick Pope. And Newcastle restart here. He was onside there. Looks like Botman kept him on side. Oh no, it's Shea Adams. '64th minute here. Botman into Dan Burns. Bruno Gimenez can't get there ahead of Diallo, and it falls to Southampton out wide to Adam Armstrong here. He's got two players in the box. Can he find someone? He puts it across the middle. But Bruno Gimenez is there tracking back into Joelinton, who gets away from the defender. Out to the center side towards Willock, but it's ahead of him and it allows Lianco to take the ball off him. First time into Walker Peters. Brought down there, and that's going to be a free kick for Southampton on the try side. 65th minute played. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. Southampton have an opportunity here. Whilst they're on top, they need to get a goal here. Try and get themselves a foothold in this game. Ward-Prowse to give the free kick here. It's not from a shooting position, but we know he can distribute. We know he can distribute. Is he going to go for goal? Is he going to go for goal? Let's see what he does. It's James Ward-Prowse. He's the best free kick taker in the Premier League right now. He gives the signal. Whipped in, back post, headed away. He's going to come. And Shea Adams and Nick Pope makes a diving save. They clear it away, Newcastle, but it's on the edge of the box here. With Lianco left foot over the bar. What a great save that was by Nick Pope. Looks like Newcastle are going to be making a substitution here. Nine appearances, 9 clean sheets, 19 saves. Wow. Nick Pope hasn't conceded in 9 games. Looks like Callum Wilson's coming off here. And Isak comes on. Nick Pope now on the ball here on the Shine side. 67th minute play. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. Botman to start the game. Over the top there towards Trippier. Trippier on the touchline. Goes backwards to Fabian Schär. Shea Adams comes over to press, but his pass is intercepted by Adam Armstrong here on the centre circle. Walker Peters now on the Shine side. Joelinton trying to apply the pressure into Adam Armstrong, who takes on the turn. First time into Ward-Prowse out wide here towards Walker Peters. Shea Adams comes near post, but the cross is blocked and it comes into the hands of Nick Pope. And Newcastle now come away with the ball here. Oh, has Alan Saint-Maximin come on as well for Newcastle? Who else has come off? I'm assuming it's Joe Willock. Almiron on the right side. Goes short to Trippier. Backwards to Almiron, but it's a short pass and Alcaraz comes away here for Southampton. And he holds onto the ball, lays it into the path of James Ward-Prowse on the centre circle. He's got Edozie to his left, but he goes backwards to Salisu. And it's Diallo now on the centre circle. Out to the left hand side towards Alcaraz. Into Edozie. Back to Salisu, into Diallo, takes on the turn. Back to Salisu on the halfway line. And he goes all the way back to the to Coletta Sot. Lianco into Diallo. To that left hand side towards Salisu. Salisu tries to feed it behind to Edozie, who gets there. Tries to feed it first time, but it's intercepted. And Newcastle now come away with the ball here. Bruno Guimaraes goes on the outside of Alcaraz. But he loses the ball and Southampton are on him. And Alcaraz comes away with it here. Adam Armstrong to his right. Shea Adams through the middle, but he goes out to Ward-Prowse on the left-hand side. First time into Edozie. One-on-one against Trippier. Goes on the outside. He's brought down there. And he's going to get a free kick here. That's going to be a yellow card there for Kieran Trippier. th minute into the game. Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. Southampton have a free kick down the left-hand side. And they may not have started the game well, Southampton. But they've definitely turned it up a notch in the second half. Can they get a goal here at the St. Mary's? Which isn't packed for a cup game, which is interesting. When's the last time Southampton have been in a semi-final? You can't pack a stadium? Give your players something to work with. 70th minute here. James Ward-Prowse, takes the free kick. Right foot, back post. Oh, and it's headed away by Botman, and he goes out for a corner. Corner here on the left-hand side for Newcastle. For Southampton, 71st minute play. Southampton nil, Newcastle nil. Can they create something here? They haven't got the tallest team, Southampton. Let's see what they can do. James Ward-Prowse with a ball into the box. But Nick Pope gathers it in his hands. And Newcastle will restart the game quickly here on the right side with Isak. Driving with the ball. Lays it into the path of Alan Saint-Maximin. One-on-one against Diallo. Into the path of Bruno Guimaraes. Comes backwards here to Joelinton. Wide to Trippier. Almiron makes a lappy run. Trippier into the box. And it's cleared away just about. But it falls back to Trippier here. Back into the box from where it came. Alan Saint-Maximin here. Down the left side. One-on-one against the defender. Dan Burn is there, but it's cleared away. And it falls to Botman on the halfway line, who goes all the way back to the keeper on the right side. Dan Burn goes out wide to Fabian Schär. Bruno Guimaraes on the turn. In towards Botman. Botman into Dan Burn down the left-hand side. And he goes backwards to Botman. Bruno Guimaraes on the centre circle. Out to that right side towards Schär. Bringing the ball forward into the Southampton half. Tries to feed him behind to Isak, but he manages to get there. Coletta can't get there. And Isak gets past it with ease. Puts it across the middle. And Joelinton is not going to miss from there. Joelinton is not missing there. 6-yard box. He just smashes it into the back of the net. Finally, Newcastle get the first goal here on Cat Sports Football. And just as Southampton were turning up the gears and getting themselves into this game, Newcastle, against the run of play, get the goal. Isak puts Coletta down to the ground. He speeds past him like he's not there, drills it across the 6-yard box, and it's Joelinton who gambles and gets there ahead of the defenders, and he puts it into the back of the net. Joelinton brings the ball under control here, but his pass is into Ward-Prowse. Adam Armstrong comes away with the ball here on the right side. Gets himself onto the edge of the box, but he's cleared away into the path of Ward-Prowse. Puts it into the box. Shea Adams is there. Aduzi keeps it alive into Armstrong. Armstrong can't take it. Oh, and it's into the back of the net. It's into the back of the net. Adam Armstrong is there. That came off someone. It came off someone. Dan Burn is on the ground, so is Botman. We're going to have a look at this one. What happened here? 74th minute, Southampton won. Newcastle won. That Newcastle lead lasted but 60, 70 seconds. Joelinton loses the ball there. He's the one that caused this goal. He scored the first one and he gave the ball away here. James Ward-Prowse first time into Armstrong, who drives with the ball onto the edge of the box. It comes to Dan Burn. James Ward-Prowse puts the ball into the box. Headed on by Shea Adams into a doozy. Puts it across the middle. Dan Burns is there. And I think it comes off Dan Burns, but Adam Armstrong's going to claim for it. And Southampton have equalised here. Now we have a game on our hands. Oh no, it did his hand. It did hit his hand. Oh no. That's not gonna be given. That's not gonna be given! We just wanted some football! It hits his hand. But is it close? That's too close. Where's he gonna put his hand? It comes off Dan Burn. Dan Burn, look at it ricocheting around. It comes off Dan Burn's crotch. Ricocheting around the tickle tackle into Adam Armstrong's hand. That's a goal, man. Come on. Where's he supposed to put his hand? Oh, it's not been given. It's not been given. Oh, I feel fun. That's harsh. Where's he supposed to put his hand? Where's he supposed to put his hand? 77th minute. Southampton nil, Newcastle 1. What is he supposed to do? What's he supposed to do? He's sacked now with the ball. Loses that to Walker Peters here. 77th minute. Tries to clear it away, but Isak is there and it falls to Alan Saint-Maximin here. Lays it into the middle, but it's cleared away by Diallo. Here we go with Southampton now. Looks like Jacob Murphy's coming on here for Almiron. Bazunu into Coletta Saw. First time into Alcaraz, who takes on the turn. And he lays it into Lianco. And St. Mary's has woken up here. Walker Peters. Lianco. Walker Peters. In towards Diallo, who goes backwards to Lianco here. Bazunu now with the ball. Diallo tries to go out wide. Salus is not there. Goes out for a Newcastle throwing. 78th minute here. Southampton nil, Newcastle 1. All the way back to the keeper here on the right side, Nick Pope. Lays it into Botman on the edge of the box. Out to the left hand side towards Alan Saint-Maximin. Goes backwards to Bruno Guimaraes. Goes backwards to Botman, who goes all the way back to the keeper. And he clears it down the line. Trippier brings the ball under control here. Hits it high up into the air. Diallo will jump up. He heads it away. Fabian Schär heads it on. And Diallo hits it out for a throwing here. Just bring the ball under control. What are you doing? What are you doing? One goal makes this interesting. Southampton goal makes it interesting. Bazunu clears the ball down the line. Out to this right side, but Dan Burn will let that go out for a throwing. 10 minutes left of the 90 to go plus added time. We finally have a goal. We finally have a goal. Guimaraes back to Dan Burn. Can't keep it in play. Goes out for a throwing here on the right side. Lianco tries to feed the ball forward, but Guimaraes comes away with the ball. Isak now out to the left side to Joelinton on the halfway line, and Newcastle have players in behind here. Alan Sam Maximan is one of them. Into Isak. But it goes out for a goal kick. 81 minutes played. Substitution here for Southampton. Diallo's coming off. And Lavia's coming on. Didn't Lavia have a good game against United? Adam Armstrong still talking with the linesman. Right, Southampton now with the ball with Coletta Saw, Bazunu. Oh, couldn't get there ahead of Jacob Ramsey. Another goal kick here. Bazunu now to restart the game here on the 82nd minute. Southampton nil, Newcastle 1. All it takes is a goal and Southampton have something to work with at St. James's Park. Bruno Guimaraes with the header away into the path of Lianco. Kyle Walker-Peters goes backwards into Coletta Saw. Over the top towards the doozy, but it's Trippier with the header away. Joelinton into Guimaraes. Guimaraes brings the ball under control. Isak heads it back. But Alcaraz is there. James Ward-Prowse can't take it on Joelinton and he takes it on the turn. Alan Saint-Maximin into Bruno Guimaraes, bringing the ball forward here. And he's brought down. It's going to be a free kick here for Southampton. And Lianco here just went into Bruno Guimaraes. The referee is forced to bring him away. And Lianco gets a yellow card for his troubles. Lianco gets a yellow card there. I wouldn't be surprised if a few other players get yellow cards here. Alan Saint-Maximin gets a yellow card as well. Anyone else? Let's see. I didn't know Lianco was Brazilian. '84th minute here on Car Sports Football. Southampton nil, Newcastle. And Newcastle have a free kick here. Kieran Trippier steps over to take it. It's a long way out. 84th minute, 5.5 to go. Southampton nil, Newcastle 1. Trippier floats it in towards Dan Burn, but Bazunu gathers it in his hands. And Southampton restart the game here with Walker-Peters. Into the middle towards Lavia, into Salisu. Tries to feed him behind to a doozy, but it's over here and Nick Pope will gather it in his hands. And Newcastle restart with Trippier down the right side. In towards Ramsey. Misplaced pass and Southampton win the ball back with Lavia on the centre circle. Intercepted. Joelinton brings the ball under control. Alan Saint-Maximin takes on the turn and he tries with it. Gets away from the challenge. He's got Isak to his left. He goes round. Oh, he's brought down by Coletta Saw. He's going to be sent off here. Yeah, Bruno Guimaraes. That's the second yellow card, mate. You're going off. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know. And Bruno Guimaraes gets a yellow card as well. 86 minute here. And Trippier has a free kick here from about 27 yards out. The ref dropped his card and he's not seen it. The ref dropped his card and he's not seen it. Looks like Bednarak is coming on here for Southampton. And Kyle Walker-Peters comes off. Jan Bednarak comes on. It's about 30 yards out this free kick. Southampton 0, Newcastle 1. Kieran Trippier steps over to take it. Waits for the referee to give the signal. Is he going to go for goal? I think he is, you know. I think he is. I think it's a bit too far out for him to score. I think it's a bit too far out for him to score. What do you guys think? Trippier. 3 steps back. He's going to go for glory here. Up and over. Goal kick. 88th minute here on Cal Sports Football, ladies and gentlemen. Southampton to restart here. 1.5 of the 90 to go plus added time. Southampton 0, Newcastle 1. As if they show Brennan Johnson and not Morgan Gibbs-White for Nottingham Forest. Are you stupid? Headed away by Joelinton. Lianco heads it on. Joelinton down into Guimaraes, who clears it into the path of Dan Burns. Dan Burns out to the left-hand side towards Alan Saint-Maximin. Bring the ball forward here. Can't keep it in play and it goes out for a Southampton throwing. His hair is shocking. What is going on with Alan Saint-Maximin's hair? What's he doing? These guys get paid shitloads and they're going to do something like that. Lianco from the throwing. Long throwing into the halfway line. Shea Adams can't get there. Botman does. Joelinton brings it into the path of Guimaraes. Guimaraes puts it in behind towards Alan Saint-Maximin. But Bednarak is there. And he just clears it down the line. Can Shea Adams get there ahead of Botman? Yes, he can. But the referee's going to put it back for a free kick here on the child side. And Newcastle restart here on the back. Bruno Guimaraes on the centre circle. Approaching the 90th minute. I'd say about 5 minutes of added time. Saint-Maximin in towards Isak. He holds onto the ball here. Gets away from Lianco, but can't get away from Armstrong. Yeah, 5 minutes of added time here on Cal Sports Football. Southampton 0. Newcastle 1. Joelinton into Dan Burns. Can't get away from Armstrong. It goes out for a goal kick here on the left-hand side. Bazunu to restart the game here. Cleared away by Joelinton. Armstrong can't get there ahead of Alan Saint-Maximin. Ward-Prowse does. Falls to Joelinton. Into Gimenez. Over the top towards Alan Saint-Maximin, who's making the run in behind here. He lays it into the middle towards Longstaff. Longstaff holds onto the ball. Gimenez. Out wide towards Jacob Ramsey. Sorry, Murphy. Side netting. Southampton to restart the game here. Bazunu again from the goal kick. Clears the ball down the line. Shea Adams wins it, but he hits it high up into the air. Is he going to charge his own ball down? No, Nick Pope will usher that. And Newcastle restart. Into Dan Burn here on the Shine side. Bringing the ball forward here for Newcastle. Tries to get away from Shea Adams, and he goes backwards to Botman. Botman into the middle towards Fabian Schär. Over the top towards Jacob Murphy, who brings the ball under control here. Into the middle towards Isak. Goes backwards. Newcastle just need to keep ball here. Don't force the movement. Schär out to the center side towards Alan Saint-Maximin. 1-on-1 against the defender. Goes round the outside. Lays it into Gimenez. Out, tries to feed him behind, but Jacob Murphy's not on the same wavelength. Bazunu picks up the ball here. 92nd minute. 2 minutes to go for Southampton. Can they get themselves back into this game? Bruno Gimenez. Long kick over the top. Headed away by Trippier into the path of Salisu here. And he goes all the way back to the keeper here on this left-hand side. Bazunu clears the ball down the line. 93rd minute. 2 minutes to go. Fabian Schär gets there. And it falls to Bruno Gimenez on the halfway line. Out wide towards Longstaff. But it's intercepted as Southampton come away with the ball here. Is there another chance here for Southampton with Alcaraz? Out to Eduzi on that left-hand side. 1-on-1 against Trippier. He's got the better of him all game so far. Lays it in towards Shea Adams, and Shea Adams on the same wavelength. And Nick Pope gathers it. And why are Newcastle so adamant to try and get a second goal here? Alan Saint-Maximin battling out against Ward-Prowse. Tries to take a shot from distance, but it's blocked. And it falls to Bazunu. 1 minute to go. Bazunu now. Clears the ball down the line. High up in towards Shea Adams. Headed away by Fabian Schär. Longstaff goes into Murphy on that right side. Returns it back to Longstaff, but it's nearly intercepted by Lavia. Bruno Gimenez on the centre circle. Over the top towards Isak. 1-on-1 with the keeper. Goes around the outside of the keeper, and his shot is wide. Again, why are they trying to rush it? Why aren't they running the clock down? Newcastle, what are they doing here? 94th minute, Southampton 0, Newcastle 1. Southampton with a long ball over the top. Joelinton wins the header. Murphy wins the second one. Isak brings the ball under control. Into Murphy. Longstaff on the halfway line. Feeds in behind to Isak. And he's pulled back there. And that's going to be a yellow card here. How many yellow cards are Southampton going to pick up here? Salisu with the yellow card. '95th minute here. Mohamed Salisu there. Oh, and there's a bit of handbags going on here. There's a bit of handbags going on here. And Kieran Trippier there knows what's the need to do all that. Free kick here for Newcastle. Short into Bruno Gimenez. Out wide to Trippier on the right side. Whips a ball into the box. Headed away. Alcaraz into Shea Adams. And the referee blows for full time here on Cal Sports. Football is finished. Newcastle 1, Southampton 0 here at the St. Mary's. And a game that started off relatively boring definitely ramped up in the second half. Unfortunate Southampton to get the goal disallowed. I think it should have stood, but that's what VAR's there for. I'm not the one making the decisions. But ladies and gentlemen, the second leg at the St. James's Park is going to be that little bit more interesting. Until next time, look after yourself, stay safe, and peace.